Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily. I am a third-year teacher, but going into my first year teaching second grade, and today's video is going to be all about the changes I am making for the new school year and just the new classroom and new grade level. The first big change I'm making is I really want to try interactive notebooks. I see a lot of it on social media and like when I'm scrolling through Teachers Pay Teachers, and I really want to try it specifically for writing and math. I think is what I'm going to try this year. I think it'd be really nice for them to have that to look back on and, you know, look at the writing checklist, look at the math strategies and kind of have it be more of like their own little study guide, especially when they're doing independent work. It's something they can flip back to. So I'm really excited to try interactive notebooks. If that's something you do in your classroom and you have any tips, just let me know down below because I always appreciate some good tips. The next thing that I'm changing, which I'm super excited about, is I'm creating a wow work wall. I think I'm going to put it outside of our door so when people walk in the hallways they can see it, but this is not something I've done before, and my students are always putting their work in various spots around the classroom, so I really just want to have a designated spot where they can put their work or their creation that they're really proud of and kind of switch it out weekly. So I'm really excited to do that this year. I think it's a great way to display student work, especially when people come to tour the school or just kind of see what our school's about. It's a great way for them to get a snapshot of the personalities and stuff within the classroom. I am also changing how I do small groups and centers every year. It never works out. It's too chaotic where the kids are sitting and trying to work independently, and then it's too much and they're interrupting. So I'm going to try it a little bit differently this year in hopes it works. Again, any advice you have for small groups, comment it down below, because I feel like I'm always trying new things and all that, and I love trying new things in the classroom. But I'm going to have a bin for each station, and the bins are going to travel and I'm going to travel, and the students are kind of going to mainly stay with their group in that first spot, so everything else is traveling. And I think it's going to cut down on transition time, on the noise level, I hope. And then one of my jobs that I'm going to create for like our classroom jobs is going to be the caddy crew. They are in charge of moving the supplies around, and then me and my teacher's aide will move around depending on what group we are working with next. And with that, I'm kind of moving away from desks. Desks are like the bane of my existence. They get so messy. I find that they're just really distracting. Like people want to just play. The kids just want to play in their desk, and it's really hard for them to find things. So I am moving away from desks for the next school year, and we are doing tables and table groups. I'm really excited, and I think it's going to go hand in hand with incorporating more flexible seating in my classroom. I have, wiggle spots, lap desk, stools, and I'm going to be collecting a little bit more flexible seating tools as the summer goes on here. But I'm really excited to have tables. I think it'll just be easier, less messy, less chaotic, and less of a distraction, because I had students that just could not keep their desk clean, and it took them 5-10 minutes to find their workbooks or the supplies they needed. So having buckets with those ready supplies on their desk, pencils, scissors, glue, those like things that we're always reaching for, I think is going to cut back on that transition time, because I find that the longer the transition is, it gives more room for chaos to kind of erupt and talking and side chatter, and then it's harder to rein them back in for the lesson. So hopefully that's going to cut back on that time. And so since they won't have a desk, I do have bins for them to put all their like big pencil boxes, markers and stuff in that they're not going to need for every part of the day, but some parts of the day. So I'm going to label those with their number, and there's a shelf for them. And then they have a seat sack where they can keep their book bag, their folder, and their catch-up folder. So it's all ready to go in their seat sack, but they have the basics things that they're going to need in their table caddies. And so each group, in my mind, I have them all getting a different color. So each group has a different caddy bucket, and then I'm hoping that we can have the same color turn-in bin, so that way it's easier for me to find student work, looking at maybe, what groups really grasped the concept and what groups didn't, and switching some stuff around for small groups. So each group is going to have a matching turn-in bin for their group's color, and I think it'll help me catch the no names. We had a big issue with no names last school year. Even though we preached it to the choir all year, put your name on your paper. I hope this kind of helps manage that too, and then we can catch it quicker, because there were you know, sometimes test without names on it. We couldn't tell who it was. I also am teaching the same group of kids next year, so I think it'll be easier to try these new things with them since they already know me and kind of know my expectations. I also want to bring back weekly or bi-weekly science labs. I did this in my first year of teaching and it was so fun. I loved science labs, but it kind of got away from me last year. So I want to try to bring those back or do something like STEM related if I can't get a hands-on science lab. And I have a ton of STEM bins, which I think would be super cool to just start incorporating more. And I'm really excited. The kids really love science labs. So I definitely want to bring those back and just make them a fun weekly thing. I did them on Wednesdays before, so I think I'm going to do that again, but also with kind of changing, you know, our weekly schedule and how things go. I want to do a soft start in the morning. So I want to do just a quick little morning journal prompt, like a would you rather question. They write like 1 or 2 sentences, and then I'm gonna put like a couple STEM bins at each group for them to kind of fidget with and play with, maybe have some cards in there for them to create something. But I think that'll be nice. Last year, they just came in and were loud and free draw, and then we couldn't hear the announcer. It was just a lot. And I don't mind students talking, obviously, during like free time, but when I'm trying to collect like folders and take attendance and stuff, it just got a little bit crazy. So I want to add a little bit more structure to our mornings. And I hope that will kind of change engagement because we go from the pledge right into centers in the morning. So I'm hoping that'll be a nice transition there too. And then finally, this one's kind of teacher specific. I previously in the last 2 years have organized my weekly copies by day, and then it just got like really messy for some reason. I was losing copies and I couldn't find things, and I had double copies. So I want to try to organize my rolling cart by subject this year, and that way I can just binder clip, this is Monday, this is Tuesday, but it's by subject. So I just grab during that time of the day that we're in, grab those copies, because last year I would lay it out all on my small group table and it would just get so messy and it just didn't work for me. So I want to try to organize by subject to see if that helps, and then I won't forget copies, I won't make double copies, and I won't have a mess where I need to like teach and work from. So those are all the changes I am making for this upcoming school year, and I'm super excited. I'm really excited to be teaching 2nd grade and having my same group of students again. If you have any suggestions or things that you're changing for the school year next year, definitely comment those down below, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video.